Hey, welcome to another video from Blocs Builder. In this video today we're going to be addressing a question from the Blocs forum from a user called Wham. And Wham asks about having two sticky navigation bars on the same page. And we're going to do that with this project right now. So in this project here I have two navigation bars. The top bar here, I have an ID on this navigation bar called primary nav. You can call it whatever you like. And I've got the sticky tick box ticked. Further down the page I have our secondary navigation bar, and I've given that an ID of secondary nav. Again, you can call this whatever you like, but in my example we're going to need this maybe for some JavaScript we're going to do in a moment. Okay, so if I go and preview this, we can see that the page scrolls up as usual and our secondary menu just disappears. What we're going to do is have our secondary nav bar, when it reaches the bottom of our primary, becomes sticky and allow the rest of our website to scroll. The good news is Bootstrap actually comes with what is known as a helper class, and this helper class will actually do this for us. So with our secondary nav selected, I'm going to give it a class of sticky-top. Sticky top. That's our helper class. Now if I go preview this, we're going to see some interesting things happen. As I scroll up, we'll see our secondary nav bar is now floating above our primary, which means the class has been applied because it's changed the Z and Z index, but it keeps on scrolling. So something strange is happening here and our helper class is not helping. If we go and inspect the page, and we've got our secondary navigation selected, on the right hand side here we'll see that our sticky top helper class is being applied, but the position sticky style has been crossed out. That means it's being overridden. If we come up slightly, we'll see another class called block, and that class block has added a position called relative, which is overriding our sticky top class. Now this block class is being applied by Blocs automatically. So what we're going to do first is, with a bit of CSS in our page header, we're going to stop this style from being overridden. If we come back to our canvas and open up our page header code, and between style tags we're going to add a class called sticky top. In our curly brackets, and we're going to add a style called position sticky. And then we're going to add exclamation mark and then the word important. Now this exclamation mark important stops this from being overridden. If we come back and preview our site now, we'll see that our secondary nav bar scrolls to the top and it becomes sticky as intended. What we need to do now is add an offset so that it stops there. And there's two ways we can do that. One way is through hard coding this with CSS, and I'll show you that way first. So I know that my primary navigation bar here is 79 pixels height, 79 pixels in height. So coming back to our page header, under that very same sticky top class, is I can actually add a style called top and put 79 pixels. Done. Preview that. And now I'll find that my secondary bar will stop at 79 pixels from the top and allow the rest of the page to scroll. So that's one way you could achieve this. It's not very versatile though by hard coding it. For example, if we were to change dynamically the height of our top navigation bar, we'd then have to re-hard code our secondary nav, otherwise it's not going to work properly. But what we can do, instead of hard coding it like that, is that we can add some JavaScript to automatically get the height of this top nav bar and then apply the style to our secondary one. So coming back to our page header, I'm going to remove that top 79 pixels, and in our page footer I'm going to add some JavaScript. So I've got my script tags here. Now I'll put this code in the description, the video description. So what we have here is when the page is ready to go, it runs this function, and this function gets 3 variables. The primary variable is basically your primary nav. Now if you change the IDs, or you've already got IDs for your top nav and your second nav, you can replace them in the code here, or you can actually change the IDs in your project to match my code, either way. So we have our primary, we have our secondary, which is grabbing our secondary navigation from the ID, and then we have a variable called set top. Now that's taking our primary navigation, and it's getting a value for the height. And then this last line here is then applying a style to our secondary nav with that same top style and setting the height from our main navigation. It's pretty straightforward, but let's have a look at what happens now. If we scroll up, boom, that 79 pixels is automatically being applied without us having to hard code it. And we know it's dynamic because if I go and change the size of our top nav bar here, we'll find that also works as well. So that's pretty much how you can have 2 sticky top nav bars on your project. Hopefully that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please drop me a line, or any ideas for future videos, please also let me know. Okay, take care.